Okay. We're getting ready for the final game of the tournament, I believe. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, so I believe they've already played game one, and Khrytos won. He was coming out of the loser's bracket, so this will be the final game, regardless of who wins and who loses. So we're just gonna wait for them to get started here. Hey Chen, how's it going? Um, oh, Logocentric's here too. Maybe he'll probably want to join the call. Oh, yep, there it is. Hey, how's it going?
Hello.
Hi. Just waiting for him to get started here.
Live?
Yeah, we are live.
Okay. Hi, everybody. So we've got the final game of the Wardens of White Forest beta event, featuring Heel Turn Games brand manager Dan Deneen versus Alex Krytos Felton.
Mm-hmm.
They played the first game of this match last Sunday, and Dan was the winner, coming from the lower bracket.
Oh, is
So
that what it was? I
he
thought it
needs
was
to
the
win
other
two in a
way.
row. Yeah. Was it? No, I'm pretty sure Dan won last week. Maybe I'm wrong. Pretty sure Dan won last week. We can check the bracket, I guess. I mean, it's right there on the internet.
Yeah, looks like it
But
was
the
Kratos.
key detail here is that this is for all the marbles.
Yeah.
So I know Alex was telling me during the week that there's a particular deck that he's worried about. I don't know if he was trying to workshop a solution to something that he found, which he was concerned he wouldn't be able to beat easily. We may have seen him come up with a solution to that, or we may just see him play it. We'll see. We'll see what the players choose to draft here momentarily.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see last week's game, so I don't know how that one went.
So EOS first pick, interesting. Haven't seen him go first in a little while. Definitely signals that something's up.
Yeah, that's interesting. And then Maka. So Corvus making it through. I assume he's going to be banned here.
One would expect. He's had a very successful, very high win rate environment for him. Games where he gets picked, he's won 100% of the time, I think.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well.
He hasn't been picked every game, but he's on the chopping block. He's going to be off to the vet real soon.
Yeah.
We're workshopping a few different possibilities for what we're going to do to try and bring him back into line.
So Kratos bans grandfather. And then we see Vigo. So Corvus does make it through, and he is going to get picked up.
Interesting.
We'll have to see what Khrytos' strategy is here. He's going to go for Una second. Um, oh, that was fast.
Eos, Una,
Aurelia,
Octavian. So Krytos is Wrathlording now, right?
yeah, he won't have an evoker if he does that, so I guess that'll mean either the
He
staff
will.
or,
He can banish Eos and the totem on the Wrathlord.
and yeah, I was going to say either staff or totem, I guess. I haven't actually seen totem in a game yet. I'm not sure how many people have tried that.
I tried it in both my games, but I went 0-2 and dropped out of the tournament without winning a game. So I had that designer fever. Just can't help but
Yeah,
try and
yeah.
play the weird builds.
Well, that'll be interesting if he goes for that. Um, and then on the other side, 2 evokers
Yeah.
and 1 attacker. Or a warrior, I
Okay.
guess.
So does that mean they're both Wrathlording?
Possibly. I mean, I feel like Corvus and Aurelia. I mean, I guess you can banish Aurelia now that her hero card got nerfed a little bit. Like Corvus, you definitely don't want to banish though.
No.
So, is everyone gonna go? Yep, everyone in the middle lane, and then yep, there's
Yeah.
Wrathlord.
Well, Wrathlord.
It's gonna be Maka banned, so 2 evokers and Wrathlord. Interesting, and no
Okay.
Wrathlord on the other
No
side.
Wrathlord from Kratos' side.
Interesting.
So is Eos there sort of as a preemptive, uh, to the extent that there is a counter pick to Corvus? Eos is probably the best response pick to Corvus.
Hmm.
So was it just did he know he was giving that up and said, you know, it's interesting. We'll see what he's up to. Alex usually has some kind of scheme that he's running.
Yeah, I'm sure he's thought this through. We'll have to see what his plan is.
As by the way, is Alex's third event finals in a row.
Yeah, he's pretty good. So he's just gonna get 2 damage on that conduit and then stand up again. And we're gonna see a break on the middle one here. It's gonna be Gift of the Elements. So Judge, Oracle, or Monarchs. That's
Alex loves the judge. The
yeah, that's
judge is good
true.
against Wrathlord.
And life tap. I was actually kind of wondering though if he's like going Oracle here so he can banish Eos and still have an evoker.
Yeah, that's popular as well. He's got the 2 tanks, but he's got a pretty decent, like between Octavian's 10,000 drills and Una's death grip. He's got a pretty decent damage output, especially when you include that Eos is bringing you a couple of 3 attack cards as well. So even
Yeah.
though this is sort of a weird composition in one sense, it does have a really solid balance of red and blue in its skill deck.
Hmm.
He doesn't have any huge splashy aggressive cards. Like he's never really going to be doing anything more than giving one of his guys +3 attack.
Yeah.
But he does have the he's got a lot of +3 attacks in there. So unlike with many double tank builds, he's not going to be struggling for damage output later on. So I guess that's a big reason why Eos is a first pick then, right?
Hmm.
Because otherwise you don't have a good, and actually, and we're seeing the other reason why Eos is the linchpin of this strategy, which is that you can take your two attack tank characters and Eos gives you the 3 attack necessary to bust conduits.
Yeah, that's true. So we see Boundless Rage break. That's usually
Which is what you want when you're a
yeah,
Rattler player. That's
exactly. Okay, Wrathlord moving over with Una.
he has the money to use Una.
That is true. Both players have 7 cards in their hands, so
Lots of
imagine,
gas.
yeah, it's likely we'll see some stuff happen now. He's gonna block this, it looks like.
So in playtest, once upon a time, Una's Death Grip didn't have the mortal restriction on it, and we realized pretty quickly that that was not a flyer, because if it did not without the mortal restriction, it meant that Una could wipe out the Wrath Lord really easily
Hmm.
because you could blank his text box, chill
Yeah.
him, and he'd be like, "Oh shit, there's nothing I can do. I have all these conduits. Doesn't matter. You're in the Death Grip." So we
Yeah, that's funny.
maybe we should have left that as is, but ultimately we said that's not the most fun for Wrathlord players.
So that was, looks like 8 attack, and it only took 3, so 4 block from cards there, I think.
Yeah.
And didn't do any damage back. Feel like she should have done at least 1, right? Because one of those cards was a
He doesn't know any army yet. Yeah, there's
1,000
snipe for +3,
drills.
so he was swinging for 8. So he
Yeah.
should have done 1 back. But I think, has Dan also forgotten to trigger his Corvus? Oh no, she died. What? Or no, he's just leveling her up.
Hmm.
He's
Okay.
going for that quick 4 attack. So she jumps from 2 attack to 4 attack, which makes
Yeah.
his board a lot more threatening. And he's got 3 power left over, so he can buy her a weapon if he wants. Although he's got 2 conduits down already, so that's not super urgent now. He doesn't have it down yet, actually.
Yeah, I mean, he gets extra value off that level up too, because you get the ready off of it, and
Yeah,
the ability doesn't work. That's when she revives, not when she levels
that's
up.
right. But we've definitely seen a few builds now take advantage of that acceleration that you can get by foregoing Una's like super powerful basic ability that lets her come back from the dead for not for free, but like come back from the dead once.
Mm.
And just going, and I don't care so much about that. I'm gonna give her a quick level her quickly because her normal level up cost is pretty low,
Yeah.
and she goes straight to 4 attack there, which is a big boost, and it makes stuff like this kind of 2 tank build that he's running again make more sense from a strategic perspective because it means he has the staying power in terms of damage output, that he's not having to throw a million cards at every combat to do any damage.
Yeah, so we're seeing combat here. He attacked the conduit, and then there was a block. Rebuke not going to do
So I
anything
take
here.
6 -2, 4 damage there.
Yep.
Rebuke does basically nothing in this circumstance. Yeah, because the Warforged and she's got her own armor as well. Now, Krytos has spent a bunch of cards all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
There's an inspiration.
Seems good. EOS does have a buyback refresh as well, right? So,
On the ult, yeah.
yeah. I was trying to think, like, if Una dies early. Oh,
Okay, so there's a staff.
there's
So
a
now we
staff.
know he's running Judge.
Yep. So, if he can break all of these conduits, he's in a pretty good spot. If he can, like, get a good judge kill on Corvus or
So
something
there's 4
similar.
power for Dan.
Yeah, so it looks like they're probably just going to keep attacking each other's conduits back and forth here. Deity, oh, Chun says the deity is going to surprise you if you're sure it's Judge.
I'm not sure what you get out of it. It's not the dragon. Could be Monarchs, actually.
Yeah, I think Monarchs would be the other. Is that card floating? It is. So he's deciding if he wants to block this. If you don't block it, you just lose a conduit here, which doesn't feel great. I'm Bunny's here. He says he missed the draft. What was pick banned? We can look in the chat. Um,
Bans were Grandfather and Vigo.
yeah.
And then it was Maka, Corvus, Aurelia, banishing Maka to the Wrathlord for Dan. And as you can see, Una, Eos, Octavian for Alex.
Oh, okay. So the conduit broke. It was Ancient Wisdom. So it's Judge or Monarchs now. Narrows it down a little bit more. And then what's this? 5 power for a Thorn Plate. Oh, the Wrathlord also died from the conduit damage, so we have Implacable Hatred now.
Yeah. And
Oh,
+1 power gain for Khrytos there. So just stole a card from the top of his deck, did he?
yeah, I don't know what happened there. Oh, he was above the hand size limit,
Yeah.
so discards a Drain Life. Usually Drain Lives are pretty good value cards, so a little bit surprised to see
Yeah,
that.
especially with Corvus, like not he hasn't gotten a huge amount of value out of Corvus yet this game, and he just spent all that level up Corvus money on a Thorn Plate.
Yeah.
So we often say in these commentaries that it's never too early to level Corvus.
Okay, so
We'll
Una's
find out whether or not.
Una's 5 attack now, so she's going for that other conduit. Aurelia's gonna block. You don't really need Aurelia here, right? So
She's not contributing much at the moment. No.
yeah. Honestly, all you really need is Wrathlord and Corvus here. I feel like.
Yeah. Like the
Did he
+1
banish?
attack from
Okay.
Aurelia is nice, but just not.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that he banished the Maka instead of Aurelia. I guess Aurelia, you can use her ability to get more power, but he
Yeah.
hasn't done that at
No.
all.
I'm not sure what other items he's running, and like you do want to get that 4 level Corvus. Like if you're really planning, if like buying Torn Plate, that's a reasonably big investment as part of your plan. As we see, it was when it's never too early to level Corvus, he made the decision not to level Corvus and buy a Torn Plate instead. So in that sense, he's kind of got a threshold. His important power threshold is 9. Um, it's a
Yeah.
reasonable amount.
Yeah, Chen is saying because you have a lot of 2/2 cards in your skill deck, and what is
Yeah,
that?
the
Eternal
deck we were
Disc.
talking about the deck. Eternal Discipline is the Octavian Clash Again
Oh,
card.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And like with all like his number, the number we were saying about that, and that the numbers in his deck are really solid.
Ooh.
There's Gaze coming down for +4 attack. That's not going to kill her because of the extra hit points. And again, and also yeah, to correctly figure they almost triggered Corvus, but then they didn't. So
Yeah.
that's fine. It is a lot of damage. And he
Yeah.
doesn't have any real healing. Oh,
Ooh.
he's going for Rebirth. Big
I don't know.
plays.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen someone play this not as a clash before. I
I've seen
mean,
it.
it is like you give your opponent 2 power, but it's basically a heal 7 here, which is pretty good. Like you don't really
Yeah.
need her that badly this turn. You still have an evoker, so I
There was
guess.
a version of that card for a very long time in playtest, which brought the character back immediately, like at the
Oh,
same location
that
at the
was
end of that turn.
yeah.
Not right away, but at the end of the turn. Um, and it was very silly and very overpowered, which is why the card looks the way it does now. Oh, and Una, yeah, of course, Una will revive now in a moment and commit anyone
Ah,
in the
yeah, yeah,
way.
yeah. That
So this is
synergizes.
the much talked about but rarely seen Una Rebirth synergy.
Yeah. Okay, so we saw a quick KO there on Eos. Uh, no block from Octavian after your next turn begins. So rebirth happens before the evoker power gain, right? So he'll still.
um, After next turn begins, it happens on the same timing. But the active player, when that happens, the active player gets to decide what order they resolve in.
Okay. So he'll still get that power. And then Corvus moves over there too, because he realizes he's just going to get committed. Uno recovers, gets his power back at 5, so he has enough for buyback. I
Nice.
don't think. Probably don't want to buy back EOS, but he is going to get the last conduit break, which is pretty strong.
That's a yep. Very
Going to
cool.
be the 2 armor.
So Wrathlord is at full power now. He is what, 6 attack, 3 armor, 9 hit points.
So the only issue here is your opponent has 5 power, which means if you KO Corvus, he can just buy him back. But Corvus is not leveled up, right? So even just buying him back,
Yeah. If you KO Corvus and don't buy him back, that's a win. That's a result.
yeah,
And he's got 2 inspirations, I think, in his main
yeah,
land.
yeah, he should
So he's only
have.
paying 3 for his buyback.
Yes. Yeah, so that was his turn. Wrathlord's gonna attack, I'm guessing, the conduit.
Octavian earn his paycheck now.
Yeah,
There's
probably.
still there's still so what else have we seen? We've seen Gaze, and
Mm-hmm.
that's it, right? We've seen no Death Conquered. We've seen no Aegis. Both are
Yeah.
really strong in this with this board.
Let's see. We have another snipe, and we have a terrorize. Okay. So printed doesn't reduce the boundless
It
rate. Whoop.
reduces. No, it's only he loses 3 attack from it.
Okay, yeah. It's gonna take a lot of damage still. Ooh. Looks like he's 1 away from dying.
Yeah, because the Wrathlord, he still gets his attack from the Boundless, and he still gets his attack from the Torn Plate.
Just gonna drain life. Wait, what?
He's gonna play. Gonna drain life for the kill with Corvus, right?
Well, well, Octavian already took damage. He would have to level up. What is?
There's some serious gesturing happening here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Keep an eye out for a rules question. Some game state error, maybe.
Well, it looks like we are on Krytos' turn, so I think he decided not to play that Drain Life.
Okay. Yes, that's. Terrorize does last for the whole turn. So when the Wrathlord is doing all the heavy lifting, that's still pretty good.
Yeah. So what do you do now? You attack Corvus, I guess?
Yeah, or you just judge and kill the Wrathlord.
Yeah, I mean, he has a lot of attack. But, I mean, yeah, if you kill him, obviously that's the right
He's
thing to
got
do.
3 armor. Like there's a lot of killing to do, especially when you don't have like a big splashy ult to get the work done.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I guess your sort of consolation prize is that uh, the Wrathlord doesn't really have a big splashy ult either because his team was Maka and Double Evoker. So like he's got a couple of 3/3s from Aurelia, which is pretty great. He's got um, Maka's ult, which is good but not good in this situation because you need to have enemies at different locations. Yeah, the Maka deck is a lot of dead weight at the moment, actually, for him.
Yeah. So I'm assuming he attacked Corvus and there was no block, and Corvus is now dying, yes.
Yeah, and no damage back.
Should have taken one, right?
He actually might. He actually might buy EOS back here. Like,
Yeah, I mean, as long
especially like
as
if he gets his money.
yeah, she did take one damage.
You probably would prefer to spend the buyback on one of the tanky characters because you're going to get more long-term value that way. But like when you're thinking about looking for the numbers to put the Wrath Lord away, the extra 3 in the team attack isn't insignificant.
Yeah, that's true. Um, Octavian with only 1 health left, though, is kind of worrisome, I would
Yeah,
say.
depending on his hand, if he's got another rebirth,
Yeah.
Una can hold down the fort for a turn. So the recover, no surprise there.
Probably, I'm imagining he just won't do anything with his last action unless he has like a card to play from his hand.
Yeah.
Still has his conduit left. The thing about having the conduit left, though, I guess, is that, I mean, it still makes the buyback bad, though, because you have to banish EOS, but
Yeah.
you still have it to mass resurrect if, like, Octavian dies.
Yeah. I know that I would buy back here, but I am really profligate with my once per game abilities. I
Yeah.
manifest early, I buy back early. And yeah, he passed,
Yeah,
draw
no.
a card. So 6 cards to 5. Octavian blocks, no surprise there.
Yeah, so he's almost certainly gonna die here.
Sort of the other downside to not not buying back right away is that now he's only got Una. We could see a manifest next turn. Manifest, buy back Octavian. That'd be okay.
Yeah. Well, the problem now is that if it's Judge,
Yeah, Judge will do nothing now.
yeah, you have to wait for it.
Unless he buys back this
Right,
turn, which he
yeah.
probably will. Right?
I was thinking it could be kind of like a standoff where he doesn't want to buy back until Alex manifests, and he doesn't want to manifest until he buys back. Una's gonna block. There's another attack happening.
But a terrorize will save the conduit, right?
Well, he already attacked once this turn, so the conduit's fine.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a 3/3. So 6, 7, 8, 9 attack. 3, so
right now
he's
he's
taking
doing
6.
which won't kill. Just about.
Yeah, he's just gonna take that damage. Oh, and we do see the buyback.
So fingers crossed, Dan, that it's not the Judge.
Corvus going over here. That's actually not where you want him if it is the Judge, because then, well, I guess if the Judge manifests over there, Wrath Lord could move twice and attack still.
Yeah.
Starfall. Okay. I'm gonna head over to Corvus.
Well, because we know he's buying back Octavian this turn, right? So Starfall Purify, lovely. Yeah,
Got
that
him.
means he's given up his bonus buyback.
Yeah, that's true. So,
which is not nothing.
Yep. Maybe buying back was the correct choice.
Yeah.
He probably didn't have the Purify in hand though at that time.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah.
and that is all three of his actions. So, I mean, hmm, like, do you mass resurrect here? Because Wrathlord, if you don't mass resurrect, I have to imagine Wrathlord breaks that conduit.
If you have a terrorize in hand, you can buy back Octavian.
Yeah, that's true.
Um, and if you have a death conquered in hand for Una, then it sort of changes the calculus on how important it is to hold on to that mass resurrect, because you really want to hold on to it until she dies and can come back.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Um,
Chun pointed out that. Oh,
oh,
uh-oh.
oh.
I think that broke my thing because I was holding down Alt to zoom in on a card, and now I don't have a cursor. I can't click OK. See what
Oh, I
happened.
think
Oh, he conceded. Okay.
there was a conceded.
Yeah. All right. So kolat conceded. Khrytos is the winner. Um. Yeah, because he didn't have any buybacks left,
Yeah, no,
so
yeah, absolutely. It was a.
all he had was
I mean,
Wrathlord.
the Wrathlord is a lot of value there, but I can see
Yeah,
why he conceded.
he was probably just gonna get worn down eventually. Um, I want to ask, what was your deity? We never actually found out if it was monarchs or judge. See if he answers here. Oh, it was
So that's
monarchs.
it. You
Yeah,
have a winner. Yeah, Monarchs. I guess that makes sense again, like because you don't have a big aggressive deck from a warrior character, so you need some way of ending the game,
yeah, that's true.
of actually punching through. So when I said earlier that there was a specific deck that Alex had been worried about, Wrathlord with the Thornplate was the deck. He was trying to figure out. He was trying to mad scientist his way out of that combination. So in that sense, like he very much picked the deck that he played in, as knowing that Dan was planning on going this way, right? So
Yeah,
uh,
definitely. Very well played. Um, yeah, so I guess that's it.
okay, we have a winner.
Congratulations. Yep.
Alex wins again. I believe there was some talk of an exhibition game between Alex, who is now I think a two-time winner, and Ken Curran, who is our other winner, other event winner of the defense
Is
champion
that
from the Event Buddy on Tabletop Simulator.
is that
So
a
Mike trying to ring.
pajama on
Yeah,
Discord?
Pajama Rama.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that would be because there's a bunch of stuff to talk about in terms of what's going on with the game and where we are and what we're working on.
Yeah, definitely.
And so we're probably going to set that up, I hope, sometime in the next couple of weeks, and we'll promote it and advertise it, and we'll do a bit of a Q&A then. So keep an eye out for that, folks, and thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back soon with more content, I hope.
Yep.
And congratulations to Alex for the win, and thanks for hosting the stream.
Yeah, of course. All right. See you later, guys. Thanks for watching.